San Antonio Riverwalk. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. First for the Clippers, CP3 at point with Redick there at the back. And inside at center, a long 6'11", the skyscraping big man out of Texas A&M, DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Jared Dudley, and it's Griffin in at the 4. And for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taken with the 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11" pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in at the 4 spot.
The Spurs last year were as tough as always in San Antonio. Hard not to beat when you win 50 games every season. Ended up with a 35-6 record at home, which was good for the 3rd best in the league.
Now, he's one of the best in the league when it comes to executing that lead pass.
So it's San Antonio now. Pass to Parker. Poked away. Paul with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. And Redick kicks to Jordan. Passes to Griffin. Kicks it out to Paul. A 3-ball. Rebound San Antonio. And with the Spurs, they are just so consistent. Every time they take the court, you always, Steve, expect them to get a win when they play in this building.
And the two teams with better home records in the NBA were the Nuggets and the Heat, both of whom had huge win streaks. But as you said, it's the Spurs' consistency every time out that lets them pile up these home wins without anyone really thinking much about it.
Redick for 3. Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws.
Well, everybody knows around the league that if you get in Blake Griffin's way when he has a head of steam going, you're going to end up on his poster at some point. So since coming into the league, I think he's become as intimidating a player as we've seen.
I agree. It's just not posterizing people either, Steve, although he does a bunch of that. When he gets a steal and has a free lane to the basket on a breakaway, there's a good chance for crowds when we see a mini dunk contest from Blake. Boy, this is a neat story, guys. Danny Green was undrafted out of North Carolina. And another nice find for perhaps the best organization in all of sports, the San Antonio Spurs. He's an excellent three-point shooter, over 40% from three-point range for his career. He helps that team spread the floor, and that energizes their high-powered offense.
Griffin with the steal.
Yeah, he had tunnel vision on that pass. He was really focused on the target. Never did see the defender. You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. And Green, nice versatility, too. Not just an outside shooter.
No, he's an excellent defensive player. In fact, Greg Popovich calls upon him to often guard the opponent's best wing player. So for Green, a two-way player, a guy who can get it done at both ends of the floor.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, I caught up with Doc Rivers for a minute. They'll be up against a future Hall of Famer in Tim Duncan in this one, and I asked him how Duncan changes what they do on the defensive end. He relayed that he told his guys not to be over-aggressive with him in the post, saying, if we start fighting on every fake he throws our way, we'll all be in foul trouble. We can't let that happen. We'll see if they can avoid just that, guys.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Green kicks to Parker. 6 to shoot. Back to Green. He dishes it to Leonard. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Leonard's got his first 3 points of the game. But Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times. So no one in clear control yet.
I think both teams feel like they can win. They both have confidence. So we'll see which team can kind of ride the momentum and take control of this game.
Dudley, no luck. San Antonio leading. Parker off the pick from Duncan. It's Parker with the drive. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Well, I tell you what, Greg Popovich, a really impressive leader for the Spurs. He's able to keep all of his players locked into what's best for the team. Has a military background, played basketball and studied at the Air Force Academy before serving 5 years in the Air Force. And you know some of the leadership that he brings to his position was learned from his past experiences. They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
That's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Crawford's checked in. It's off his foot. And the official saying it was kicked. And Clark, you mentioned Pop's time at the Air Force Academy. That's where he got his start in the coaching ranks.
Yeah, 6 years as an assistant there. He was head coach at Pomona, an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors and the Spurs, and eventually moved into the front office in San Antonio. But wow, what an amazing run it's been for him. 17 years as the head coach of this team.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Spurs leading by 3. Now Bellinelli goes up with a stripe. It's rebounded by Mullins.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
One of the things that really jumps out at you about the Clippers is their depth. Really impressive. I mean, they've surrounded their stars with a bench that includes Jamal Crawford, who was second in the voting for Sixth Man of the Year. They've got a nice second unit.
Here's Crawford. Flushes it down to finish the break. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Clippers.
And they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Parker against Paul. It's Ginobili with the drive. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. Mullins. And Bonner pulls it down. And we talk about the bench for the Clippers last season. Also guys like Matt Barnes and Lamar Odom. Steve, some good defensive tenacity there, too.
Yeah, they had an edge. You know, Barnes really gave them some toughness and some grit. I thought Crawford's shooting gave them some balance where they had a good offense to go with good defense. And then Bledsoe slashing. They were a lot of fun to watch, that bench unit.
It's Parker with the drive. Kicks it out to Ginobili. Will it go? And it's good in the assist by Parker. Ginobili's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Crawford outside. Diaw with the steal. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Bellinelli passes it to Parker. Kicks it out to Ginobili. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Now you threaten the defense inside and then find the open man on the outside. Good offense.
Ball's not loose. Parker up top, covered by Barnes. There's the pass to Diaw. Shoots the 3. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3. Just 4 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And they're scoring pretty... And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Spurs.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for them early on.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Guys, Kawhi Leonard, the Spurs' highest draft pick since Tim Duncan, and he's been a starter from his first game in the NBA. Coach Popovich says he's really a special player at both ends of the court. And what makes me so confident about him is that he wants it so badly. He comes early, he stays late, and he's coachable. I think he's going to be a star and the face of the Spurs. Big praise from a coach not known for hyperbole, guys.
Well, Doris, it's hard to put a ceiling on him. He does have star potential. Collison kicks to Jordan. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Jordan's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Clippers.
It was a nice season for former Indiana Pacer Darren Collison last year. Acquired by the Mavs, he stepped into the starting role and responded fairly well.
Parker dishes to Duncan. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Crawford, no luck. And for Collison last season, he shot the ball well and upped his rate of scoring and assists.
And it's the increase in assists that encourages me, Kevin. He's not a dynamic playmaker, but I think he's becoming a solid one. And with his quickness and shooting, he really just needs to be more of a point guard, more of a distributor to reach his full potential.
And the Clippers making a change here. Redick is checked in. Parker against Collison. It's Parker with the drive. And Griffin sends it back. The feed to Redick. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Griffin defended by Splitter. And here's Barnes for three. And that one's good. Barnes has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
A dramatic improvement for the San Antonio Spurs defensively last season, guys. Coach Pop had suggested that they might have gotten too old to be an elite defensive team anymore, but that wasn't the case. I think he challenged them a little bit, and they raised the bar of their defensive performance.
That ties the game. Redick's got his first points in this one.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
And now Collison pushing it up. No one back to stop him. He lobs it up. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. He kicks to Barnes. Takes a three. Rebound San Antonio. Duncan's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And Clark, you mentioned the defensive improvement of the Spurs. Going into last season, their stat gurus told them they needed to focus even more on contesting shots, even if that meant committing more fouls or allowing more offensive rebounds.
Well, that's exactly what they did, Kevin. They gave up a few more offensive rebounds, fouled slightly more than they had the prior season, but they were better in terms of shot blocks, steals, and they held their opponents to a lower field goal percentage. So a great example of getting an edge from advanced stats.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
You know, you go through the regular season, guys, and set all sorts of records for your franchise and wins and winning streaks and all that. You win your division for the first time ever, your first 50-win season, and what do you get for it? Bounced in the first round of the playoffs. It's still progress, though, and I think the Clippers will use that for motivation this season.
Griffin kicks to Collison. Leonard with the steal. Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And a fast break now for the Spurs. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Straight to the bucket with a nice head of steam.
Well, no reason to slow it down when there's nothing in the way.
Clippers trail by 6. Clark, as you said, the Clippers got up 2-zip on the Grizzlies, but all of a sudden it came to a crashing halt. As Steve, they dropped 4 consecutive games, and just like that, we're out of the postseason.
Yeah, injuries played a part. Blake Griffin sprained his ankle, but I think the Clippers were exposed a little bit too. They're limited offensively on the front line, and maybe not quite enough shooting, but that's why they made the moves in the offseason, and they're looking to pick up and make some improvement in that regard. That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that.
Redick passes to Collison. Barnes. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Collison's got his 3rd assist on the night. Spurs leading by 3. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, gentlemen, the Clippers upgrading their roster this summer, and new coach Doc Rivers feels the new players put them in great position. He said, quote, they're great fits. They get who they are. They're over themselves. They're just trying to win and do whatever it takes. He added, we want to be the winner. We don't just want to do a lot of winning. They've done that. Guys, the expectation is clearly to contend for an NBA title.
Yeah, building chemistry on the court will be their focus. Thanks, Doris. And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's foul number 2 on him. They might not warrant sitting him entirely, but another one before halftime, they could be in some trouble.
Byron Mullins is checked in for Los Angeles. Parker outside. Back to Duncan. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. And the Spurs lead by 4.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
San Antonio's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. And it's blocked by Barnes. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. Jared Dudley's checked in for Blake Griffin. 27 seconds left here in the second. Pass to Parker. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Parker's got 14 points for the game.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Paul dishes to Redick. Green with the rebound.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
And the rejection by Dudley. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. And so we wrap up the first half. It's the Spurs.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. Glad you're spending the Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And it's been a back and forth game so far with no ground given through the first one. Third quarter starting here now.
What a game for Tony Parker. He has 14 points and 4 assists. You know, for so long, the Clippers were on the bottom rung of the ladder in the West, almost were a joke in the conference. But their fortunes have changed dramatically in the past few years, and now they're a team that's respected and feared.
Jordan covered by Parker. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, Clark, you said the Clippers have really flipped the Western Conference upside down over the last few years, and you're right. They have done it with, Steve Style, to say the least. They've got now also a very deep team.
Well, a 35-17 record against the West was enough to secure them their division and advantage in the first round. You have to remember, too, that they were without some of their big stars last season, so if they can stay healthy and really take advantage of what they have, this could be a lot of fun.
Wasted no time on that one. Paul's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. San Antonio leading by 4. It's Parker with the drive. Splitter, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 5th assist in this one.
What a floor leader he's been at the offensive end.
He's done a terrific job of moving the ball around, sharing it, dispersing it, and running the show.
Griffin a screen on Green. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make in a close game, a potential momentum builder.
Here's Parker. He's got 16. Outside Leonard. Paul with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Makes the lead pass. And Dudley kicks to Paul. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the three-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those shots, though.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Already he has 5 turnovers so far, and that's not the strongest game for him in that regard.
He feeds it to Dudley. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
I agree, guys, and the points add up in a hurry when you start giving up easy looks from long range.
Jared Dudley out of Boston College in his 7th season already. A smart vet who knows where to be defensively. He knocks down shots. I like his game. He's a winning player because he does a lot of little things and is always ready to step into his role.
Here's Jordan, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I'd even go as far as to say, Clark, that was a punctuation drop.
I can feel that.
Send a message.
Yes, sir.
A message and put it on the highlight reel for later.
They get it again. Splitter. And nothing is falling for him right now. Clippers leading by 4 from deep three-point range, and Jared Dudley gets the 3. Dudley's got his second bucket tonight. And for Jared Dudley, Steve, you had a chance to be around him in your time in Phoenix.
Yeah, traded for him. That was the Raja Bell, Boris Diaw for Jason Richardson and Dudley trade. Pretty good deal for both teams, really. But Dudley came into his own when he arrived in Phoenix. Developed that three-point shot, but had always been a guy respected for his defense, for his work ethic, and his basketball IQ.
Former ACC Player of the Year. Griffin uses both hands to slam it down.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Well, they already had him staggered, and now all of a sudden they're throwing some haymakers.
Back to Duncan. Rejected by Crawford. Paul outside. Deft touch on the alley-oop. And now it's a 9-point Clipper lead.
No hesitation at all on that alley-oop. Saw his teammate with the path to the hoop, and bang! Lobbed it right up there for him.
And he was ready for it, elevated, made the catch. You saw the result.
And I like the choice, making the conservative finish, making sure of the 2 points.
Ginobili misses. Los Angeles has gotten 12 of their points from long range in the third quarter, going 4 of 5 shooting.
Well, I think this is one of the more amazing stats in sports when you think about it. No matter the season or the roster, the Spurs just seem to find ways to win 50 games. They've done it 14 straight seasons now, which is off the charts.
Oh, yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I prefer the refs to whistle with a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
Boris Diaz checked in for Tim Duncan. And Parker, here we go. It's blocked. Paul for 3. Gets it to go. Paul's got 9 points here in the second half. And Clark, as you said, the Spurs last season hitting 50 wins for the 14th consecutive season. By the way, that's an NBA record. Second closest were the Lakers with 12 straight, Steve, from 79 to 91.
Yeah, 58 wins last season for San Antonio. Greg Popovich calls it corporate knowledge, just the consistency that comes with the experience of the group. And they've been together so long, particularly that core, that I think it allows the Spurs to really kind of cruise at times during the regular season. Well, Kawhi Leonard taken 15th overall in the 2011 draft, and believe it or not, he's the Spurs' highest drafted rookie since they took Tim Duncan, #1 overall back in '97. It just shows you the legacy of the Spurs' success over the years.
Byron Mullins is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Feeds it to Dudley. The dish now to Mullins. Paul. Crawford. He's covered by Ginobili. And Crawford with the basket on the assist by Paul. And it's 8 points for Jamal Crawford. And going back to Kawhi Leonard, he earned minutes in Coach Popovich's rotation from the first game on.
And part of the reason he did, he's got great versatility defensively primarily, but he's a quick learner, a quick study, understands things, doesn't take long to pick things up. And when you're a first-year player, that can separate you from a lot of guys and get you in the rotation, especially with a veteran team like the Spurs.
And it's Paul penetrating. Griffin sets the screen for Crawford. Crawford missing again.
The poor shooting from him this quarter. His shooting percentage nowhere near where he'd like it to be.
Ginobili the pass to Parker. He hangs. Rejected by Griffin. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Now, severe lack of awareness on his part. He had no idea he was near the out-of-bounds line.
Spurs trail by 9. Parker drives in, and goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Probably should hold for one shot here. Clock is on their side.
Yeah, no brainer. They can hold it for the last shot.
Paul gets a screen from Griffin to the paint, deflects the pass. It's stolen by Duncan. Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way with 4 seconds on the clock. 3 seconds left. In deep. Leonard drops it in. Leonard's got 4 points this quarter.
Perseverance paying off on the offensive boards, guys.
And the Clippers call time here.
Well, I felt like his defense was letting him down out there, guys, so he wanted to get a timeout to talk it over and try to tighten things up here.
You know, part of coaching, a lot of coaching actually is making sure that momentum never...
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
And they continue to run and gun throughout the game, guys.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Crawford dishes to Paul. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Paul's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Los Angeles. And Bellinelli kicks to Bonner. Dishes it to Diao. He passes it to Bellinelli. Ginobili outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good on the triple. Clippers leading by 8. Stolen by Ginobili. Kicks it to Bellinelli. Wide open look. It's hauled in by Jamal Crawford. Crawford's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Lets it go with a 3. Rebound San Antonio. Diaw's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And Ginobili, here we go. Now the Clippers moving it up. Crawford leading the charge. Back to Jordan. No good. Excellent defense there from Bonner. Spurs trail by 8. Pushing it up. Bellinelli passes to Leonard. That's good.
Sharp pass to give his teammate the high percentage shot in close.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Paul, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Boy, what a half from the field they're having. They're going to extend that lead if they stay this high.
Now they've taken it up another notch, Clark, looking very confident out there.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Duncan comes in for Boris Diaw. And Tony Parker subbed in for Manu Ginobili. And stolen by Jordan. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Griffin with the ball. Misses from close range.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss. Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
Crawford kicks to Paul. Dudley, he's covered by Leonard. Paul goes in. Shot clock at 6. That's good. Dudley's got 11 in the second half.
Clark, they're really struggling guarding that three-point line.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, Steve.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Hey, I think we all knew that the Clippers were good last year, but we really took notice when they rattled off those 17 wins in a row in December. That was a franchise record, which had previously been 11, and that's when the league really took notice.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He told his players, turnovers are killing us right now. We can't keep trying to make the home run play. Settle down, run the offense, and make the simple pass. Kevin, sounds easy enough.
Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Parker dishes to Leonard. Kicks it out to Ginobili. A three-pointer off the mark. Well, it was the year of the win streak last season with Miami doing what they did and Denver getting hot as well. But you know, Steve, the Clippers had the first lengthy win streak and turned some heads earlier in the season.
Yeah, what was that, about 17 games in a row they won? And I thought that kind of established the Clippers in the West, put a little fear in the rest of the conference, and gave L.A. a swagger that I thought helped them get through the rest of the season. Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well. That's exactly what they had in mind on that possession.
Spurs trail by 9. Got a piece of it. Now the Clippers moving it up. Paul passes to Douglas. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
It's been a different guy in the second half, guys. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
The rejection by Paul. Crawford against Duncan. From about 16, the rebound by the Spurs.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much. D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
1:41 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Paul kicks to Duncan. Back to Paul. Puts up a 3. No luck. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Ginobili with the ball. Parker dishes to Ginobili. Leonard with the ball. Chris Paul covering. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Looked to me like the defender didn't get squared up and get his feet set.
Good work by the officials. A nice call. That play can be tough to judge sometimes.
Here's Parker. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Parker's got 24.
He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win. Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up. A delicious dime from Chris Paul there.
Spurs trail by 9. Parker drives in. Ginobili outside. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And that's 12 points for Manu Ginobili.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now. Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And I love how he goes with that one-hand tomahawk slam. Beautiful.
Here's the fast break. Parker leading the way. And out of bounds is Los Angeles gains possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Crawford outside. Pass to Griffin. Duncan is there. Back to Crawford. From deep. Ginobili grabs the board.
Looks like he's just trying to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but I don't know about that shot attempt.
And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes. What a clutch performer. He loves being in these situations, just relishes the opportunity. A lot of guys say they do, but you can see it in his face. He truly does.
And now we've got the intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good. It's a 4-point ball game.
And thanks to those free throws right there, it becomes a 2-possession game.
And Parker, here we go. Splitter. Buries it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Huge points.
That's beyond huge, Steve. I mean, they needed that bucket. Desperate.
And they're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Yeah, you can't let them pound the ball and just milk those precious seconds away.
No other option here but to foul and hope for a few misses at the line.
San Antonio's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter so far. Ginobili with the 3. They get the rebound. Duncan, the pass to Leonard. Off target from outside. Here's Jordan. No good there. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome, but maybe not so much with the margin.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg.